Well, good morning. I'm back. Holy cow, it feels like I haven't seen you all in forever. It is 7:02 in the morning, and welcome in to the Real Monica Adams Show. Thrilled to have you with us, and thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of your kindness, all of your thoughts and prayers over the last several days. For any of you that have had this, and I don't know whether it's the flu, I'm hearing pneumonias going around, norovirus. I have not gone in to get tested to see what it might be, but finally moving out of my system. I'm happy that my husband has not gotten it, knock on wood. He thought he was maybe getting something yesterday, but woke up good today and headed off to work. Yeah, I know so many of you. I mean, there were thousands of people that reached out to me over the last couple of days and sent their well wishes. I felt all of your prayers and all of your positive light and your healing energy, and it brought me back to you here today. We've got a really powerful show on tap today. We've been doing a continuing series about these whole body scans, this MRI that is taking place in Fenton. It's called SpecialT MRI. I went over a month ago. I then brought Jerry G, the owner, in and talked about the results of my scan, and then being proactive, taking steps forward of the things that we saw. Dr. Richard Lehman, who is an orthopedic surgeon who I've been friends with, have been in collaboration with over the years. He is weighing in about what he feels Jerry is doing in Fenton and how great it is for being proactive in your own health. And then we've had a handful of viewers, after hearing our first show, they went in themselves. One of those viewers wanted to join us, Lance Mayfield. So Lance and Jerry are going to be in today. Lance is going to talk about why actually he decided, after hearing that show, to go in and take it upon himself to have the scan. And he's going to reveal his own results. He's also going to talk about what a cardiologist feels that is being proactive about doing this. So again, SpecialT MRI. We talked about it at the end of last year, and I know a handful of you have gone in already. We'll be talking about the advancements since he's opened in the last few months, and again, the notoriety that's happening. There's not another person doing this in another, 4 to 5 hour radius. I think Kansas City, Chicago might be the closest. So if you are wanting to have this done, again, I highly recommend that you do not miss any part of today's show. Dr. Richard Lehman, again, will be joining us, giving us his update on what he feels after seeing my own results, why he thought it was so beneficial, because it's not something that we would have known. That's the biggest key I want you to all understand. All right, we're going to get into a few stories of some news you can use, as well as the weather. I don't even know what the weather's been like because I haven't left my bed since Friday, but let's figure it out with our What the Weather segment. Okay, I'm being told that we don't have Beckett. Beckett Moore was going to join us. All right, I tell you what, weather-wise, I know yesterday it was in the 50s, absolutely amazing. Beckett was going to join us. I don't know if Beckett is by chance watching, if either that or if his mom is watching, and maybe he's having trouble signing on. Let us know if you're watching right now. Let me say hi to some of you. Brenda Hedseth, good morning to you. Good morning. Happy to see you're feeling better. Linda, thank you so much. Good morning. Glad you're feeling better, says Julie. Sean, Kristen, glad you're feeling better. Welcome back. Tia saying good morning to everyone. She is moderating for you today, by the way. Everyone, I am thrilled to be back, and I'm excited to do this show today. All right, I'm going to get into some news you can use, and then we'll see if we got Beckett maybe to do our weather wrap up at the end. Let's start off with something I hope I don't have, and nor do I hope any of you do, but this is kind of crazy. Tuberculosis. This is the outbreak in the Midwest that they're calling the largest in United States history. Yes, an ongoing tuberculosis outbreak in northeast Kansas has become the largest in U.S. history, according to health officials. The Kansas Department of Health and Environment has tracked this outbreak for over a year now. Since 2024, there have been 67 tuberculosis cases reported in 2 Kansas counties. Despite the historic nature of the outbreak, one person from the health department emphasized that the risk of contracting tuberculosis remains low for the general public. A person's likelihood of contracting or spreading the flu is, of course, much higher than that of tuberculosis. To contract it, a person must spend an extended period in close contact with someone who has the disease. On average, the county in Kansas sees 8 to 12 tuberculosis cases each year. This is Sedgwick County, and that's with 2004 being the outlier, recording 14 cases. Tuberculosis primarily affecting the lungs, but can also impact other parts of the body. According to KDHE, an infected person cannot spread tuberculosis through kissing, shaking hands, or sharing food, drinks, or toothbrushes. But we'll keep an eye on that, and any news that continues about tuberculosis, we'll of course pass that along to you. Well, we had been talking a lot last year about the Federal Reserve making cuts. Today, they will be making their next announcement, but many are believing that they will stay idle. We will find out. The Federal Reserve is nearly certain to keep its key interest rate unchanged at its policy meeting this week, just a few days after President Trump said he would soon demand lower rates. Fed officials, led by Chair Jerome Powell, have cut their rate for 3 meetings in a row to about 4.3% from a 2-decade high of 5.3%. Yet with several recent economic reports showing health, hiring, and some progress on inflation, policymakers have said that that pace of rate cuts will slow this year. Some have suggested that a few reductions were needed at all. Okay, we had a story about a week or so ago about the Super Bowl ads, and one of them that we are expecting to be the one you'll probably all be talking about is usually with Anheuser-Busch, right? Anheuser-Busch has a tendency to always have really awesome ads, and sometimes they make you tear up a little bit. Well, we just found out that a foal is going to be in their ad. They're saying that this is the first time in a decade. Can you believe that? It doesn't seem like it's been 10 years. I remember the last one. A Clydesdale foal is starring in the Super Bowl ad for the first time in more than a decade. It's called First Delivery, and it features this foal coming to the rescue to deliver a keg that, as you can see, fell off the delivery cart being hauled by the adult horses. The determined foal manages to roll the keg all the way to a bar across the rough terrain before finally reaching its destination. Now, I did get an early clip of the video. I sent that to Tia. She's going to drop it into moderation for you so you get a chance to see it. Be prepared. You might tear up a little bit because it's just so heartwarming. By the way, the Super Bowl is set. The Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles facing off in the big game on Sunday, February 9th in New Orleans. Are you going to host a Super Bowl party? Are you going to one? If I feel better, I'm going to one. I would imagine this is going to be out of me. But yes, going to a Super Bowl party. I have a friend who's from Kansas City, and she said if Kansas City made it into the Super Bowl and they were going to do a three-peat, she said this to her husband last year, I'm having a party. And he was like, yeah, it probably won't happen. Well, it's happening, so we'll be going to one. I hope you all start planning yours as well. For those of you looking for a job and maybe you'd like to work around beautiful animals, well, how about the St. Louis Zoo? This one could be for you. They've got several hiring fairs coming up, and the first one starts today. The Living World building at the north entrance on Government Drive. It'll be today from 4 to 7 p.m. And then they have another one on February 6th and then another one on February 15th. They're seeking applicants interested in part-time work at the zoo with immediate availability starting as early as the beginning of March, looking for energetic, responsible, service-oriented individuals, catering and food service personnel, attraction operators, education interpreters, security beats, retail and parking lot attendants, and a lot more. Very flexible hours. In fact, they're saying positions start at $14 an hour. Many weekday positions start at $15.50 based on availability, experience, or the ability to serve alcohol. So if you want to know more, you can go to the St. Louis Zoo's website. And that would be a really cool. I mean, I'm just thinking about kids. Wouldn't that be a wonderful job for you to have? Or maybe if you're looking for seasonal work coming back from college, the St. Louis Zoo would be a good place for you. I looked at the St. Louis Blues, by the way. Was looking to see if they were in action tonight. They're not. Their next game will be on Friday, so we'll be talking about them on Friday. All right, let me check with Zach. Do we have Beckett? Oh, okay. I'm told we're having technical difficulties. Well, Beckett, dang it. We'll be checking in with Beckett. Probably, if he wants to, he can maybe join us tomorrow if we can. If not, we'll check back in with him on Friday. But weather-wise, I know there is rain coming in, and maybe significant rain for a lot of us on Thursday. So expect that I'm going to use this word, to be a gully washer. Wednesday's high today, 54, dropping into the mid-30s tonight. Tomorrow, rain likely, and again, probably heavy for a lot of us. We'll check in with Beckett if we can tomorrow. 50 for a high. Friday, isolated AM showers. 51, but look at this. It doesn't look like winter, does it? I'm not complaining. 52, 63 on Sunday, and then we go into next week dry. We don't see rain again until Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and it looks like it's only slight chances at that. So nice to have warmer weather across the board. All right, it is 7:12. I'm going to save my voice for about a minute or so, take a quick drink of water here, and then we're going to bring our guest in, Jerry G., the owner of SpecialT MRI, Lance Mayfield, who is a patient that went in to have this whole body scan done. Why? After hearing our show about a month ago, did he take it upon himself to do so? And not just he. I know there's a couple other women who have been in already, and another one who's coming back from Colorado who has hers scheduled soon. What about you? Do you want to have this done? Again, something that came out of mine I would have never known about. We're going to hear from Dr. Richard Lehman, who is the U.S. Center for Sports Medicine orthopedic doctor. He is thrilled that something came up in this MRI that we're able to now take and go a little bit deeper into. And then there's some other things that came up in mine. We're going to find out what came up in Lance's as these two gentlemen join us in the blue chairs when we return. We are live on location, and this is the really cool thing. This is exactly what we can do from your business. We call it Mobile Monica. You know, I'm always on the move. Everyone knows about Jody's balls, and why is that?
I have the best balls.
Oh my God. You enjoying this?
Always.
Watch this, I gotta move with her.
Orange Theory is created to help people live a more vibrant life.
We tell you that they have some of the most beautiful sunsets, we mean it. We're now in the brainchild of Adventure Unknown. That thing
Well, he's got a heck of a
beautiful.
story behind that leopard,
I
too.
know.
It's going to be a very dangerous shoot.
It'll be
She says it
fabulous.
is. Monica or Mez Adams. How's that
Yes,
sound?
that sounds great.
This is Marianne Graff, owner of Just Be Kind Coffee House and Cafe. And you can see all the people in line. Oh, that handsome gentleman is... That would be my husband, Jim.
My mission statement says I want people to feel better leaving than when they came in.
And you do. Again, no calories when you're spreading kindness.
No calories when you're spreading kindness, especially if it's on the weekend.
Hi there, I'm Monica Adams, and welcome to my set of The Real Monica Adams Show. We started this over a year ago, and one of the main things that we've never wavered from is the mission of positivity. We need more of that in the world. I have been a long-time news anchor in television and radio, and unfortunately, I woke you up with the negative news, and I said, no longer. You feel the same way? Well, why don't you come join our team? Be a part of the mission. We have several segments that we have customized for sponsors over the last year. One of those, all having to do with positivity and animals, positive talk time. We have Wet Your Whistle Wednesday. Our What the Weather segment is actually with an aspiring meteorologist, so we're all about furthering his education. You could sponsor that, as well as Friendship Fridays, fitness and motivation. We can customize something for you. What matters is that you align with our mission: positivity, optimism, hope, light, no negativity, what the world needs more of. Why don't we join forces? Email me, info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. Trust me when I tell you, your business will have the same type of growth that we have had. Thousands upon thousands are coming to our page every day and wanting more of this to wake up their day. Let's have that same growth for your business. Again, reach out to me. Let's join teams. Info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. Welcome back. It is 7:16. Again, I'm so sorry that we weren't able to have Beckett Moore on. I just sent him a text, asked him if he wants to join us tomorrow, because tomorrow we will be here. We're going to be joined by a chef in country from Italy. It's going to be a blast, and I've got some breaking news about it being our final show here. What? Yes. That's all I'm going to say. We'll have more about that coming up for you tomorrow. Jerry G, owner of SpecialT MRI, Lance Mayfield, my guest today. Gentlemen, first of all, thanks for coming in. Thanks for rescheduling from
Thank
Monday.
you.
Thank you for the opportunity.
It's good to see you
back.
again.
Yeah.
So
Good to
you
be
now,
back.
so for those that have not seen our prior shows, because Jerry's been on with me, this is what, third time? Fourth?
No, third time.
Third time? This is our third time. So we did a show here, and then we went to him and did the whole body scan, and then we were at SpecialT MRI in Fenton, and we showed the results of that. Lance watched some of those shows, and we're going to talk about what compelled him to say, all right, I want to have this done. He's not the only one. You've also had a few of our other viewers, and a lady that is in Colorado right now is rescheduling hers. So there's definitely been people saying, okay, this is intriguing to me. You've been open now, what, is it 3-4 months?
Yeah, 3 months.
Okay, and so since these shows, why are people saying, I'm really intrigued by this? Why do you think?
So a lot of people, they just want to know the baseline of their health. You know, sometimes because for this kind of body exams, the doctor, they don't usually order this. And because, you know, insurance things, the doctor, they don't order some advanced exam like this. So patients still got a question, no answers. They still concerned or something. There are a lot of patients kind of like in this way, they say, hey, I want to figure it out myself. At least I want to feel relieved or something. That's the major reason people, they want to know before something bad happens.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And that was, so when this was first brought to my attention, I thought, yes, why isn't this being done more so? Which is obviously what Jerry thought. He was in the field, you've been in the radiology field for what, 20 years?
I know.
More?
13 years.
13 years. Okay, 13 years. And then said, I want to take it upon myself to open this. So he did in Fenton. And we then did the show as soon as he opened up. I went and had it done. And we're going to be hearing a quick comment from Dr. Richard Lehman. After my scan, there were some bulging discs that showed up that I would have never known. I mean, like a lot of us, and Lance, you probably would agree with this, there are things that we dismiss, right? So if you know from head to toe, well, wait a minute, there's an early marker for something, then you won't dismiss it. Then maybe you would then go look at it. A lot of you know I was in a car accident a few years ago, but a lot of it's been in my cervical area, and that showed up, obviously, that there were issues. But L3, L4 in my lumbar area was showing a bulging disc. And then actually it was pushing close to more of the nerve area in L4. So I sent that to Dr. Richard Lehman, which is what you would, one of the things that Jerry mentions is that he wants to work kind of hand in hand with, once this is done, then he's able to say, I'm going to send this off, the radiologist will read this, and let's now go a little bit deeper into what we're seeing here. Zach, if we can, let's play what Dr. Richard Lehman has to say about what was shown, and then we took it upon ourselves to then go deeper into an MRI specific onto the lumbar area. This is, again, Dr. Richard Lehman, one of the most incredible orthopedic surgeons in our area from the U.S.
Hello,
Center
this is
of
Dr.
Sports
Rick
Medicine.
Lehman. I just want to mention the importance of the total body scan and what it's done for Monica Adams. We have identified a significant lesion in her back, a pinched nerve, which is totally correctable and has allowed us to treat her early and get this resolved early, hopefully with no surgery and quickly. So again, total body scan, scanning head to toe, identifying problems before they become problems is very, very good preventive medicine. Thank you.
Absolutely. And that is one of the things that, we keep stressing. So he has been singing your praises, by the way, Jerry. And I wanted to try to get him to join us. It's hard for him to do so in the morning. But he's like, we would have never known this. I had a little pull in my back when I was working out. And that is in the exact area where this bulging disc is. I would have never known if it wasn't for us doing the scan. And these are the kind of things we're talking about. Again, that was my story. And then there were some cardiac aspects that we're talking about maybe looking into as well. That cardiac aspect is what really caught the attention of Lance Mayfield. So again, Lance Mayfield, Jerry G. Lance, What mainly jumped out at you when we did the show last month?
Probably the first thing that jumped out at me is when I turned 40, I'm 66, I decided to do a annual exam, blood work, just go to the physician and say, here I am, what I need to do. Let me back up a little bit. Your passion for what you do, Jerry G's passion, really came through loudly. So that made me start thinking about, well, maybe this is the next step. Because my father's side of the family, I know nothing about. My father was killed when I was 14 years old. His father died when he was just months old. So there's a whole family tree there. I don't know anything about healthcare. So this was a way for me to explore, if you will, my body with this kind of exam, thinking that this sounded like kind of a next level. And with that thinking, and me always hearing about people who have this or have that, they discovered it because they hurt here, hurt there. I'm thinking, well, why wouldn't we be more proactive in this? I mean, I'm in the insurance business. I've been affiliated with health insurance for 40 years. It's never worked.
Right.
And the health insurance industry runs the medical industry, and that disturbs me. We practice health crisis rather than health care. I also serve on the healthcare board. I've been a former paramedic, so I have just enough information to be dangerous. So the idea of this kind of an exam intrigued me because I had a stroke a couple years ago.
Right.
And so that made me start thinking about the advancement. I have AFib, which is asymptomatic. I have no idea I have AFib. And I see a cardiologist all the time. And I was hoping that someday that my cardiologist and Jerry could speak, because I think the industry believes that this is just another ho-hum MRI.
Yep.
And they're not thinking about the advancement of it. So I wanted to talk to them about the advancement of a cardiac exam, and they felt like there was no reason, and I went with a full body scan to see what's in my body.
Absolutely. Again, and we're going to talk about some of this because Lance is talking about what he already has had, and some people could be like, okay, well, I've had a stroke, or I've had this. These things have already happened to me. There can't be anything else that I need to know about. I'm just going to dismiss it. But you don't know. I mean, because one of the things that we talked with Jerry about is there can be a specific area. Obviously, Lance already knows that he had a stroke. But what else is happening that might have been just outside of an area that a doctor called for an MRI for? That's the thing that I'm stressing with this whole body, because you can have a doctor ask specifically, we need to schedule an MRI right here. And then just below that, or outside of that, or 5 inches from that, there's something that would not have shown up on that. That's what we're talking about, and that's what you're able to do. So when Lance called you, what were the biggest concerns that the two of you had talked about after looking through? And he's allowing us to share.
Yes.
Let me stress that, because people always go, hey, HIPAA. He is allowing it. I'm allowing it. So what did the two of you discuss after he had it done? And we'll also talk about your experience. I see if you and I both agree about how great the experience was.
So after the exam is done, we got a radiology report, and we faxed the report to nurse practitioners. And then, I'm not allowed to discuss, these things, but the doctor, you follow up. It's very important. You follow up with your doctors with the report. And then he got a schedule with a nurse practitioner in April, right?
With a neurologist.
Neurologist, yes. So basically, MRI is very powerful because this is a lot of things, a lot of time, doctor only order one exam.
Right.
Because it's, insurance problem.
Mm-hmm.
So insurance probably not approved like all the whole body, because the whole body things, one exam, you cover 3 or 4 exams. A lot of hospital they doing that because you need a specialist for radiology to read the neural part, body part. in reality, that's like 3 or 4 different kind of radiologists. They all special trained for this. So you need really experienced, high skilled kind of like you can read neuro, MSK, and body radiologist, and also the price because you read 3, 4 exams, you get paid only 1.
Right.
So whole body things, basically you want to get a whole picture of your body because under this magnetic field, any abnormal thing is going to show up.
And we're looking, by the
Yes.
way, if you're just tuning in and you didn't see our show last year, just a couple of months ago, we have done, this is our 3rd now, where we're talking about how many scans are able to be taken in such a short period of time. How many? Thousands? 3?
Yeah.
3,045 minutes. About 45 minutes.
So I've used 2 discs to burn those pictures.
Thank you for providing these for us, by the way. Lance made me laugh. He was like, oh, you have to be very humble because it shows everything.
I know. Yeah, the machine won't lie. It's any abnormal.
Lance, I laughed. My friend Michelle was videoing while I was having it done, and I came back and looked. I said, that put like 10 pounds on me. It's very large. So tell me, first of all, about your experience for everybody that's watching, because some people are claustrophobic. They don't want to do MRIs, or they're scared of outcomes, whatever. For me, I was mentioning that I could not believe that you did that many images in that short period of time and how big it was and the beautiful blue sky that I was able to look at.
Well, I knew from your comments before that it was a different atmosphere. I'd had an MRI once before, had a kidney stone, and I assume they just zoom in on that particular area if that's the signs and symptoms that are happening, and that's all they do. They don't do anything more. So the large capacity of this was even bigger than what I expected it to be, even after you talked about it. So there was nothing claustrophobic about it whatsoever. It was,
I mean, look how big it is.
It was easy, and Jerry made it easy with all the accommodations with what happens there. And again, this was just another step for me, thinking this was what I should be doing, because since June I found out I have high A1C. So I've been trying to watch what I eat. I've been trying to walk briskly every day, and I'm down 43 pounds since June.
You look great.
And
I haven't seen you in a while.
And so that, and I have a lot of motivating people behind me. I mean, my son runs 15 miles a day just because he thinks it's fun. I have a daughter that is involved in some of the things that you're involved in with motivation and healthcare. And my wife and my other daughter follow her program, so they're kind of healthy. And then I have pharmacists that are friends of mine, and a pharmacist that is my pharmacist that I deal with, my nurse practitioner, my cardiologist. So I'm just trying to reach out to all those professionals that would have a degree of influence on me to see what I need to do next. And so this just seemed like the next advanced step to me. I was telling Jerry this morning, I have a pickup truck that has almost 450,000 miles on it.
Holy
I drive
cow.
every day. And that doesn't happen by accident. I have to MRI it once in a while just to make
Exactly.
sure it's working. I know Jerry had talked about, and you had talked about, taking care of vehicles.
Yes.
That's how it's done. And I know my cardiologist kind of gave me an aha moment after I'd had my stroke. He said, don't you do investments for people? I said, yes. Of course, a guy that does what I'm doing, I'm thinking, okay, my doctor wants to invest some money with me. And I said, of course I do. He said, when are you going to invest in yourself?
That's right.
I said, ouch.
Right?
So because I wasn't doing anything on purpose and exercise, I wasn't doing anything on purpose to watch what I eat. And so
Yep. It's a wake-up call, isn't it?
it took a while. I mean, I'm 66. It took a long while.
But you know what? But that's a really important thing to say. What matters is that it happens whenever it's supposed to happen. We hope it would happen earlier, but for you, it's a good thing that you are surrounding yourself around a lot of people that are saying, hey, you got to get healthier, stay motivated, stay around positive people, get your health in check. You're doing all the right things. Yes, a lot of people are like, oh, well, I wish I would have thought of this 10, 15 years ago. Well, that's what you're doing here today. You're actually motivating people to say, okay, well, I don't want to wait till I'm in my mid 60s. I'm 50. I'm going to do it now. So if you are thinking of having this done, we're going to take you through these steps of how you can take advantage of it. Now, when he was on with us last time, he was running a special that Lance and a handful of our other viewers were able to take advantage of. Ezra now is who you work with, and so they've taken over.
Yes.
Right? So it's how much?
Right now it's 2,400. There is another one like a 1,400 something. They have like 300 coupon at the moment.
Okay.
And also, I want to take this opportunity to explain what's the difference between Ezra and the one
Yes.
we did before. So Ezra take about the full body take about 1 hour.
Okay.
So the quick one is about 30 minutes. So the quick one is cheaper, like 1,400 something, and it's not include the spine.
Okay.
So like a C spine, L spine, T spine. So, but
It does not include that.
but no.
Okay.
So, but the full body include everything,
Right.
from the brain to the mid thigh.
Right.
Mid thigh, because the reason, at the beginning I questioned Ezra why you don't have the leg, because there's a lot of radiologist question too. Regular doctors question too, because per radiologist, if you check lower the leg like a knee or ankle something, the whole body things will not detect like a tendon tear, ligament tear, because you need a dedicated protocol, dedicated coil focus on that area, because you need more focus on that, you can detect any ligament tear. So, but if any tumor or the mass or something in there, it will tell. That's why Ezra said that we don't cover below the mid thigh.
Okay.
So, but they save that time, on the other part, because maybe more dedicated. So that's what they explain, because like the whole body things is mainly based on like a cancer screening. So what do we do? I mean, it makes sense if for the radiologist point. You need more dedicated pictures, like a small field of view, not like a general that's big, and then you can make like a thickness to 2 millimeter or 1.5 millimeter to detect any tendon tear or something. But for general the cancer things, you don't need to cover the lower leg.
Okay.
Yes.
We're gonna take a quick break. Again, there are a lot of physicians that I have now turned over to Jerry G at SpecialT MRI. They're very excited about what he's doing. Again, we all hope, and maybe one day it will happen, that we will see this covered by insurance. But for right now, it is something that is out of pocket. But do you want to know about these early markers? Again, 3,000 images from head to toe taken of you, and then giving you an idea of things that you may not have known that was going on in your body. We're going to let Lance tell us what was found in his when we return. Don't go anywhere. More with Jerry G and Lance Mayfield when we return.
This lady got me in the best shape of my life. I literally didn't know that I could be in shape like that. But the amount that she pours into her clients, and especially whenever you get the one-on-one training, it's mind-blowing. I mean, it was really life-changing. I learned so much about proper form, about nutrition, about just being able to invest in myself. I hired Monica to be my personal trainer, which was one of the best decisions I've ever made.
Discover your full potential with a personalized styling experience. Designing, customizing and transforming the looks of men and women. Revamp your individual style and embrace what makes you, you. That's real confidence.
And welcome back, 7:36, and you're tuned into the Real Monica Adams Show. Thank you so much. Do me a favor, make sure you are always following. People think that they're following the page and then realize they didn't click the follow button. So subscribe or follow. It's the same thing. It doesn't cost anything. It just allows you to be notified when we go on live. We are right now on Facebook, YouTube, and X. We've been visiting with Jerry G. with SpecialT MRI, Lance Mayfield, who again is one of the patients that has gone in to have the whole body scan done. And Tia is dropping in all the information that you need to know to schedule your own. If you've had this done and you want to drop in any comments for us now, or if you watch the show later, just do hashtag replay and let us know, again, what you're most surprised about that this is actually able to show you. Marilyn said that it's fabulous that you're responding to your numbers, Lance. You are taking action on your future. I'm sure your family and friends are excited too. So many people know their numbers and do not rise to the situation. Unfortunately, they sink and are immobilized. Prayers for those that need a wake-up call. Yes, absolutely. If you have any questions for Jerry or Lance now or later when you watch, just please go ahead and drop those in. So, you want to reveal to us what you found from your whole body?
Sure. First off, Jerry was great. At the end, before I even was able to change into my regular clothes, he was sitting at the computer looking at me, and I'm thinking, well, what is he looking at? And so he started pointing out some things that were kind of obvious to him based on his experience. And then that information got sent to my nurse practitioner, and I spent 45 minutes on the phone with her going over all the results. And there were some minor things that Jerry had pointed out, and my nurse practitioner verified that there were some tiny gallstones in there, which seems to be natural and normal for people, some tiny cysts in the kidney, a little bit of scoliosis in my back. I think that's all. I mean, I'm older, so that's normal. Some arthritis in the knees, again, pretty normal stuff. They said there was some lesions in my left leg, which had many accidents, so I don't know what that's related to. Some lesions in my right arm, which is the only limb I've never broken, which I wasn't quite sure what that was about. And then there was a little bit of some things around my heart, but I've had some pretty extensive heart exams from all the things a cardiologist would do. And I also proactively went and had a calcium test specific just to calcium in hearts. That turned out to be in the normal range. So that was gratifying to me because I have probably not lived as healthy a lifestyle as most people would hope that you would. So the lack of that calcium buildup was again gratifying to me. It was also gratifying to me that Jerry would look at this picture and basically not see oh wait, my goodness, you need to, that didn't happen. And then the nurse practitioner said that probably the thing that may have concerned her the most was in the brain. There were some areas that she could see that was a little cloudy, which I'm sure some people would agree with that.
You're going to say that.
But she said, there's really no way to tell exactly what that is. We probably need to get a neurologist involved. She said it's the possibility that when you had a stroke, this is some area that it affected. And my stroke was very minor. My staff recognized pretty quickly that something was different. Got in my truck. We were headed to our cabin where you've been. And my wife recognized in the travel that I wasn't right, different than even more not being right. And so she called EMS, got me to a hospital, got me to Barnes, and they didn't have to do anything. My body dissolved the clot that I had at the time. So the other thing she said that might be a possibility with what she saw in my brain was early markers for early dementia. So that's another thing that I would have never known. My mother had dementia. She lived to be 84, was in a nursing home last 5-6 years of her life. And, I really prefer not to do that. Right. I mean, if I'm dancing in the rain someday, I want to know I'm dancing in the rain. I don't want somebody to call me and, hey, get out of the rain.
So, and that was one of the things that we talked about a couple of months ago when we're saying, okay, what can be showing up in this 3,000 image whole body MRI scan? Early markers for cancer and 300 other conditions. So there were a lot of people that wrote in last time and said, so are you saying, as Lance is just saying, that maybe Alzheimer's, dementia, different forms of cancer, these things could start to show up?
Yes, definitely. So MRI is the best modality to do the brain activities for. It's more advanced than CT brain because before I do like Alzheimer research for big companies, every day we have a lot of people come here for the dementia. I can see people's memories getting worse and worse, but the MRI is really, really powerful, can detect the cancer, dementia, or something abnormal. That's the best modality, especially people, even you don't do the whole body. If you feel headache for a while or memory loss or something, just, see the doctor. The doctor, they might order MRI. MRI, sometimes people get MRI too late because, I got to sometimes working in the hospital, I see the patient, they got a lot of surprise findings. I just feel bad for them because why you here so late? Because the tumor already so big.
Exactly.
Is the patient just take a painkiller to kill the headaches, but they never thought about it. Hey, get MRIs. That's why a lot of people they think, hey, you don't order MRI. I order for myself. I go get screened. At least for the part you're very concerned about it. If you have heart problem, now we have the latest advanced, technology. You can use it. You don't have to wait. That's why, a lot of people, because insurance, hey, I cannot go because insurance denied. The doctor, they cannot help you, because they have their protocol to follow too.
And that's what you all have to be listening to. Again, this is why I wanted you to take. If there's any part of this that I really want you to have stressed to your followers, it's what we're saying right now, moving forward. I want you to watch the entire show, but listen to this point right now. I know you're saying it's not covered by insurance, so I'm not going to do it. And then you sit there and think, but there is something nagging. There is something that I think that was wrong. If you're waiting and waiting and waiting, and then you finally say, all right, I'm going to go and maybe I'm going to figure out how to do this. I'm going to have something done. But if you waited on it, and then all of a sudden this scan is done, and then you look at it and think, okay, we have just found something, but now it's stage 2, 3, 4. Yeah. That's what we're trying to stress here today. Lance, myself, Jerry, is to be proactive very early on, be your own health advocate, and find things, and then take that to your general physician or your specialist to say, okay, this is showing up. And then at that point, the doctor can say, okay, well, let me see these images. Now, like Dr. Lehman did, let's do a deeper dive into that specific area, right?
Exactly. So far, we have like one young patient, probably in 30s.
Okay.
And the other one is, I'm in 60s. Once I just got a report, he called me twice. Make sure this patient, the doctor know about it. This patient absolutely need follow up with this because they found something kind of more concerned. You need to take action now.
Yeah.
Make sure, because we have to, call the office, make sure you receive the report, you receive the image, make sure you contact the patient yet, or we keep following. Make sure the patient connect with a lot of time, because the primary doctor or specialist, the wait, it's not easy to get scheduled. Sometimes, maybe like 5 weeks away. But, once you got a report, hey, this patient needed to be seen right now, kind of like, more action. That's why a lot of times you got to exam done more concerned. The doctor cannot ignore it because you already show them, hey, here's proof. I got the exam done. I got more concern on my pancreas or something area. We need to take action now. So normally the doctor will follow right away. Yes.
And then also, we stressed this last time. I just want to make sure that we always have the latest with Jerry. So the whole body MRI scan that you can have done, again, is something that is out of pocket. If someone, however, is having any type of MRIs that their doctor is scheduling, you do those?
Yes, we do those.
What insurance are you currently taking for that?
So we plan to take like 12 major commercials or Medicare, that things. But we're still in the process of, get a accreditation, that process. It's not a fully accept, we cannot accept at the moment. Only Medicare at the moment.
Only Medicare.
Yes.
Okay. But I want you, let me put up on the screen, by the way, where SpecialT MRI is, so you can continue to check in with them, because I want you to support, again, small business supporting small business. 1823 Smizer Station Road in Fenton, and you can go online to find out more about them, as well as give them a call. I have Tia dropping in all the information for you to do so. SpecialTMRI.com is the website, and then it's 636-333-1391. But again, stay in touch with Jerry, because I've been telling a lot of my physician friends, like, hey, when you are scheduling MRIs, instead of sending them to the big chains, do me a favor, keep checking with Jerry, and then, to do regular MRIs as well, besides the whole body scan as well. Marilyn says you cannot put a price on your health. Good health is priceless. I am blessed with amazing doctors, and when I had extreme back pain, I amazed everyone at the speed to my surgery and now my recovery. Definitely a God wink and one set of footsteps in the sand. Yes. So Stacy says, this is amazing technology. Do you need an order for this test, or can you schedule without an order?
So right now, the whole body, you have to go through the Ezra. Ezra, you don't need an order. They have a nurse practitioner. They're going to ask you questions before. So we become the testing site. We just follow Ezra's protocol. They have a scheduling department. They have like a nurse practitioner to answer your concern questions before we start it. So yeah, it's different way. I mean, it's very easy and yeah.
So they just call that?
Yeah, just call
you.
Call Ezra. Ezra, the number we should be on the website.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then they would schedule the whole body with Ezra directly.
Yes.
And then they'll come to you to have it done.
Yes.
Okay.
Because we're the only one in Missouri.
Yes. So we had mentioned this before. What is the closest? Is it
Chicago?
So about 4.5, 5 hour drive. Again, if you are in our area, no need to travel. He's the one that's doing it for you. Okay, when we come back, we'll talk more in depth about this. I mentioned, and after having that with you, I then had the MRI done of the lumbar area specific, but I had talked to you about how I had never had those things that you kept putting on me. And see, yet again, we'll talk about that. Excuse me. If you've had an MRI done before and you've been claustrophobic and anything that's ever bothered you, this is a completely different experience. And again, it's going to give you early markers, give you aha moments of your own health. This is something that is again, we've been doing this continuing series on, and I know a lot of you have been very excited about this. If you have any questions, by the way, any comments, put them in the comments right now, and we'll answer them now. And we can also make sure that we keep an eye on this later today as well. More with Jerry and Lance when we return. Welcome back. It is 7:50. You're tuned into the Real Monica Adams Show. We're into our final 10 minutes of the show, talking about the advancements in medicine. And again, Jerry bringing this to us in Fenton, SpecialT MRI. So we have a couple things that we want to stress before we wrap up. Lance, there's a lot of people that had said last time, oh, it was $1,000. I don't have $1,000. Now it's $2,400. I don't have that kind of money. What would you say to that?
I would say people tend to buy what they want, and they find ways to do that. I mean, I'm in the risk and exposure business in the insurance world and the real estate business as well. And, you know, people find a way to buy a boat and don't use it much after the first year. They find a way to buy a travel trailer. They find a way to buy a ATV and other toys. And so, as you said, you're your best health advocate. There's nobody that knows your body better than you. And you better pay attention if something's different. And there's ways that if you're serious about it, that you can figure out how to get this paid for one way or another. I mean, obviously insurance would be what most people would want to happen. But again, kind of going back to what my cardiologist told me, when are you going to invest in yourself? Yeah. So this is an investment, in my opinion, in my health. And luckily, I'm able to pay that fee out of pocket, not have to worry about insurance. And it matters to me because I have some goals that I'd kind of like to get off some of this medicine I'm on, you know, and I don't think some of it that I'll ever get off of because of AFib, but some of the others I maybe can. So this investment to me is well worth it if you value your health and a long life and a health style, if you will. So I'm really excited to make Jerry's acquaintance, and he's very passionate about this, and I know what you're passionate about. So it just kind of comes full circle to me to motivate me to go do something to invest in this.
Absolutely. And it gives, again, it's all the information. You know, there's a book from forever ago called You, the Owner's Manual, which is where a lot of people found out about Dr. Mehmet Oz before Oprah made him Dr. Oz. But You, the Owner's Manual, Dr. Roizen and Dr. Oz, and it was what's going on the inside of the body, right? Everybody's walking around thinking they're great, but if you could open up and show everything, that's what you're doing, yes. Right? So here we are all these years later since that book came out, and it is, I'm providing you literally what's going on the inside so that you can then take that information and do something with it. And you should hopefully do something with it.
Yes, I think, you know, for this whole body things, at least you can get like a whole picture of your body. I know a lot of people think, you know, you find something abnormal and they concern or something, but a lot of problems you don't need to fix. Not like a major cancer things you need to take it right away. Right. At least you get a peace of mind. I mean, you got a shoulder problem, you don't have to go surgery something. You can, you know, you can handle it. That's no life threatening, you know, that kind of problem, right? So is at least you get the whole picture of your body every year, because disease not come out overnight. Right. It's built like this. If you keep tracking, especially right now is the data world. In the future, you know, all kinds of AI things gonna read the exams, gonna compare. 10 years ago, your brain looked like this, and 10 years later, hey, here's the difference. Yep. Though they can tell, you know. Same thing, you know, for the blood work or everything. You like tracking the trend, what's going on, why this year, you know, different, why this. So you take advantage of this kind of new technology. So, yeah.
And the cardiac side is what we had stressed last time, and I know you're really passionate about that as well.
Yeah, so for cardiacs, you know, because the reason we part of the reason we started this imaging center, because, you know, quite a few people, quite a radiologists reading this kind of tests, like 10 years ago. So when I started, I feel like amazing, you know, because, you know, insurance actually, there are a couple of reasons they don't do this very often. Because first of all, it takes a long time. 10 years ago, that take one whole MRI cardiac take about 2 hours. People can't handle that. And also, the hospital is too busy. You don't want you take 3 time slots now, I only get one, pay not even higher. That's why also, that's the reason why also you need a special trained radiologist to read this kind of test. So that's a lot of people, they don't have chance to get trained on this because not popular. So I realized if we can make like more accessible to the regular people. So is the test more advanced than echocardiogram or something? You see more structure of your heart and the function of your heart, anything, especially for the injection fraction, that number. That number decided if you got a pacemaker or not. Because that's the most advanced the exam we're doing, especially right now. We do the AI things, make the exam time is so short. Now for screening only 30 minutes. So I work with Dr. Flam, Dr. Gressick Siddiqui. They read these cardiacs so many years. I've been working with them for a long time. So
again, a lot of amazing advancements. You would be blown away. You've seen some of the pictures, some of the images today of what I had done, of what Lance had done. If this is something that you've been thinking about since you first saw our show last year, again, we're going to stress to not put it off. Again, as you're looking through some of these, SpecialTMRI.com. And when you go onto the website, that's what Jerry's saying, you will then be able to schedule through Ezra. And then you'll be able to go in and see our friend Jerry. 636-333-1391 for any questions that you may have. If you didn't get a chance to ask any questions or make any comments during the live show, that's fine. Yes, exactly. Leela just said you cannot put a price on your health. I mean, well, drop the mic right there. There's nothing else to say. That is very true. And that's why I keep bringing Jerry back in, because I'm really fascinated by this, as Lance has been. And I know a couple of other women that went in already. A client of mine actually that I personal trained, she's like, yes, I want to have this done. Once people came back and said, oh wow, what was found with mine, same thing. I had something that showed up on the kidney. But a lot of these things are, okay, well, you're at this age, these things are possible. There are things that you might just keep an eye on, but then there's other things of, wait, let's look at this right away. For us, it was the bulging disc. Like, we don't want that to create a problem. As you heard Dr. Lehman say at the beginning of the show, definitely treatable, hopefully to avoid any type of surgery, but I would have let something like that go. I had no idea that I had bulging disc. There was something also that came up from a cardiac side that we are talking about wanting to look at as well. So if you are armed with that type of information, then what do you do with it? You take it off to your doctor, and then the doctor says, all right, well, I had no idea. Let's look deeper into this. That's what he's doing, and that's why we have gone there. Gentlemen, thank you. Any last comments to those that are thinking of having it done?
Probably related to the cost again. You have health insurance, you have a deductible, you have co-insurance, you have other out-of-pocket expense. So why wait until something manifests to where you have to spend that money anyway? If you can get in front of it, spend that money in the beginning, and maybe you'll never be in that position. So again, it's a proactive measure that if we all took our health a little more serious, and I'm the poster child for it not being serious. I love ice cream. So it's just another step to me, and it's important.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. Keep doing what you're doing. I look forward to hearing from more of our viewers that have gone in and had this done. I'm thrilled that you're doing this, and I'm so glad that your niece contacted me and put us in contact. Yeah. Thank you both, by the way, again, for rescheduling today, and for all of you for watching. We're going to take a quick break. When we return, we will do our devotional, and we've got two quick things to tell you about that are coming up, one tomorrow night and one coming up in February. We'll do that when we return.
Monica's show. It's very informational, but more importantly, inspirational.
People such as myself and others can come out and talk about real issues that are taking place in our communities.
These are amazing, really, really important topics that don't get discussed enough.
It really just promotes people who are making change and doing good in their lives.
And welcome back at 8 o'clock as we wrap up. Lance chose Anger. This one hasn't been chosen in a while. These are our books from Stephen Arterburn. 100 Days to Freedom from Anger. Slow to anger. We've heard this one before. The Lord is compassionate and merciful, slow to get angry, filled with unfailing love. He will not constantly accuse us, nor remain angry forever. That's Psalm 103, verses 8 to 9. Some of us are fearful of the anger of God. Maybe we have read stories in the Bible where it's obvious that God was angry against sin and sent judgment against Sodom and Gomorrah. Well, the Great Flood, just to name a few. Some of us live under a fear of God's anger, afraid he'll strike us down at any slight error or sin. Sometimes we lose sight of the fact that God's angry about the sin, but loves the sinner. He's focused on redeeming our lives, not destroying us. The psalmist tells us that God is compassionate and merciful. He is not hot-tempered, but slow to get angry and filled with unfailing love. Does that sound like you? The next verse says, he will not constantly accuse us, nor remain angry forever. Does that sound like you? Unfortunately, the reality for many of us is that we are impatient, unforgiving, quick-tempered, unfaithful, grudge-holding, and resentful. That's not who God is, and he desires that we would be more like him. How do you get to this place in your development? The Holy Spirit working in you can help you overcome the control that anger has on you. So start today by forgiving someone who has hurt you. Make one good decision, followed by another good decision, not bringing up the offense, letting go of the resentment. Make room for other people's mistakes, trying to work things out rather than to cut them off. Take the first steps as you continue to work on becoming the person God created you to be. You will grow in the attributes listed in this psalm. It's a worthy calling. Today's prayer, Lord, I want to be more like you. Your loving kindness is better than I deserve. Help me to offer to others the love and mercy you freely give to me. May my character be more like yours with every day of my life. I ask for your help in that. Amen. That's a good one. We haven't had anybody choose the anger one in a while. So, Lance, thanks for doing that. Real quick, everybody, tomorrow is our big dance party day. I'm glad I got better for you in time. So, again, if you have not been following along, we've had a lot of you RSVPing for it. Does not cost anything. It's going to be tomorrow night. 5 o'clock is our broadcast. 6 p.m. is when we're going to do the free salsa lessons from Carmen Gwynn at Almas Del Ritmo Dance Company, again on Park Avenue. So I hope to see you there tomorrow night. Again, you can watch live the broadcast beginning at 5 o'clock. And then at 5 o'clock, we'll also broadcast on February 13th for Galentine's Night. Our big Galentine's event will be at Stonehouse of St. Charles at 5 p.m. for the broadcast. We'll have a bunch of vendors, Diamond G Hat Company. There's also a permanent jewelry vendor that will be there, a candle company. They've got a photo booth, and then incredible food caterers that are involved with it. They're going to have specialty cocktails on these cocktail boards, these themed charcuterie boards, and then music bingo. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's all for the gals before you get together with your honey on Valentine's night. So Stonehouse of St. Charles is the place to be on February 13th. We'll be, of course, putting all that in our post for you as well. Hopefully you've been following my socials about all that. We've got all that information for you. All right, tomorrow, our final show in this studio. Yes, I haven't made the announcement, but I'll be talking all about it tomorrow and some exciting things to come. And we thought we'd go out with a bang with a chef, Paolo, Cooking with Paolo in Chianti. She's in from Italy, and she'll be joining us right here with some special Italian food and a little Chianti, and we're going to toast as we say goodbye to this and big growth thanks to each and every one of you. It'll be a little melancholy. I love this studio, but we're going to create something new and exciting for you. So all those things to come. I hope to see you tomorrow morning. Thank you again for being a part of today's show. Remember to share it and follow so that you have more positivity, education, hope, light, laughter, all those things we bring you right here on this show. Remember to dream big. Take advantage of all the great things we give you, and remember to be your own health advocate. But also remember to be kind. God bless you all. Have a good day.